goosebumps every time. I need the hype, throw that to the side, yo. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah, when you're not around.
Maria. Oioi, it's Mwene. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. Today, I know you've seen the thumbnail. I know you've seen it. I've seen it too. I edited it. Today, I'm going to be telling you how I got my 30-inch. Now, I want to say that 40-inch. Yeah, super long ombre Marley locks. If you want to know how, today I'll be telling you exactly what I did, as well as sharing with you the technique I used to get the ombre lock. I have a multitude of different questions that I've made from summarizing all these different videos on the internet. Now, like you, I'm pretty much a beginner to doing hair, well, specifically like Marley and locks and like all that type of stuff. So I'm going to be breaking down with you all the mistakes I made, the things I wish I had done, and the things I had to end up doing because of the mistakes I made. So I hope this video is really helpful to you, and if it is, or just like it anyway, but if it is helpful to you, make sure you go ahead and like this video, and of course subscribe to the channel down below if I manage to win you over. I think it's about time I get into some questions. I also have a demo in here. Everything that you want and need will be in the timestamps linked in the description down below, so make sure you check those out, and of course enjoy the video. Got my questions here, got my answers here. Listen, I feel like I'm doing a quiz, baby. So question 0. Yes, question 0. That's how many questions there are. So what do you need? In total, I used 11 packs of hair. And I know your eyebrows just raised. Listen, unless you got Botox, but I know that's a lot of hair, but it's for the length and it's for the volume, and y'all know I like big hair. Okay? I don't know, it just does something for my soul. By the way, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. I don't want to tell you the wrong things and have editing Maria do a hell of a job, okay? So I used 10 to 11 packs. The reason I actually ended up using 11 instead of 10, you only actually need 10 to do this hairstyle. What I ended up having to do was, because the color at the front wasn't actually the same color as my roots, and that just really seemed to annoy me because I could see that there was a color difference between like my roots and then the color of the lock at the front of my hair, which is very noticeable. So I had to end up going in with a color 2. The mistake actually came out really nice. I ended up doing ombre at the front of my hair and throughout the middle just to give that effect, so it all worked out in the end, okay? Question number 1, what kind of hair did you use? I used the sensational soft and silky afro braid hair. I will have a picture inserted. I know I'm supposed to hold the pack of hair beside me, but it is all in the bin. I've had this style in for about a week now. I didn't keep the packaging. I know, I'm sorry, I'm terrible, but I do have pictures and I will insert them. I'm not one of those terrible YouTubers that don't insert photos when they say they're going to. Am I, Maria?
No, ma'am.
Anyway, question number 2. Whilst using that sensational soft and silky braid hair, I know it's very common as well with this style, this Marley lock style, to use the Cuban twist hair, but over in England we don't have that. I literally searched everywhere. Unless I was going to pay £50 for shipping on Amazon,
No, ma'am.
that was highly unlikely. So I just went to my beauty supply store. I call it the black hair shop. I went to the black hair shop and I just popped in and got my 10 packs of hair. I had to keep coming back. They kind of got annoyed with me. They were like, oh, she's here again. I'm like, yeah, I can keep running out of hair, because I didn't know it was going to take 10 packs of hair, because all the other videos I watched used 7 packs of hair maximum. So when I had to keep buying hair, I was confused, they was confused, but listen, they still took my money. So just to give you some sort of perspective of how I got all the different colors, I used 3 packs of color 2, 1 pack of color B, 4 packs of the 1B33, and 2 packs of the 1B30, and 1 pack of 33. Those are the different colors that I had to end up using. I would also say the only reason why I didn't use more of like the solid colors is because I wanted a more natural look. So if you want more of a blended, natural, you can only kind of see in the sun look, I would use the blend hair, which is usually like 2 colors, so it'll have like 1B/ another color, rather than just using the color 33. I only used 1 of the 33s, and that was just for solid highlights around my hair. But in terms of like the ombre, I wouldn't use the solid color to do the ombre. I would only use like a color 2, and then for the second part a color 1B30 or 1B33, because it made the ombre look a lot more blended and just look, is that an adjective? Sweets, you know, sweets. Anyway, next question. How do you maintain the hair? Does it unravel? Do you have to retouch it? Now, when I go into the demo, I will show you the correct way on how to install these, because you know, the thing is about YouTube, right? You can watch as many tutorials as possible, but you will still end up looking like hot you know? So I literally watched hours and hours of tutorials, but I still had to end up going back in and touching up my hair, redoing locks, and it is really all with the technique, but I did find a perfect foolproof technique that I do have in this video, which is also in the timestamps, but I'm sure you guys want to know more about the deets of this hair rather than just how to do it, because it is a lot more complicated than that. Not overcomplicated, but it's not as easy as it looks. So yes, to answer the question, I did have to go back in and rewrap some of the hair. A lighter made that a lot more helpful. I know it's not recommended to use a lighter, but in order to keep the hair for longer periods of time, I know even if you wrap it super tight, it will unravel. Like, I don't know if this Cuban twist hair these Americans speak of is just sent from heaven, but with the sensational hair that I was using, I had to use that lighter and light it up. My main tip on maintenance for this hair is there's not really any maintenance. If the hair is locked and wrapped properly the first time, you don't really have to maintain it. The whole point is you want it to look rough and natural, and you want it to have some sort of frizz to it. This is not a press prim, you know, this is a Rasta hairstyle, you know, like this is a so when it gets rough, when it gets frizzy, you want it like that. The best thing I can advise is just making sure the front of your hair is intact and the locks are still attached to your scalp. As of the rest of your hair, you can allow things to slip and slide. As long as the lock doesn't unravel, I would leave it because it just adds to the look. Number 4 was how many packs, but I already answered that one. I used in total 11 packs. Let me show you how much hair is left of the 11th pack. So if I just take it out, bearing in mind I did touch up my hair today, so there is less hair in there. I have like 2 locks left. And this is one that unraveled and dropped. The ghetto. I could use this as like a crochet log. Next question. Is the wrapping technique the best technique to use? Now, I actually had to formulate this question myself because I've had 3 different techniques when I've had locks in the past. I tried the crochet. Crochet ended badly for me just because it is a lot of tension on your hair, and I don't know why. Some people can handle it, but my hair just falls out when there's too much tension. So I actually had to end up removing it after having it for 2 months because my hairline started to recede, and my hairline is just one thing I need to keep with me until the end. I just want to hold on as long as possible to my hairline. I'm just not trying to be a no edge gang. Like, it's not the gang for me. I mean, no gang is for me, but that's Stacy, stay over there. But anyway, as well as that, I've also tried braiding my natural hair. Hopefully I'm explaining things to a sufficient level. If not, I'll insert pictures and videos. I've also done the braiding your natural hair and then wrapping the hair. That one is great if you have it for short amounts of time. But for the style I have now, my natural hair was braided along with the extension hair and then wrapped. And I feel like that is a lot better because it protects your hair, prevents breakage, and it's just a lot safer for my hairline, because even though you would think it's more tension, it's actually less tension because there's that braiding hair being added for that extra security. Whereas if you're just wrapping your natural hair with the Marley hair, the tension, the breakage. Some people's hair can handle it, just not mine. To be on the safe side, I would just use extension hair. Extension hair I used in order to braid my hair with the natural hair was the Marley hair also. Would I recommend using the Marley hair to do braiding or like normal braiding hair? Because how it works, braid your natural hair with the extension hair and then you wrap it with the Marley hair. I would suggest using the same hair you use to do your braiding with your natural hair to wrap your hair with when you're doing the Marley locks, just because and it's a video I watched actually said this, when you're going to the end and you're wrapping towards the end of the hair, if you use a completely different texture, for example Kanekalon, to braid through with your hair, when you're wrapping at the end, you won't be able to use it to seal the ends of the hair. You would have to use more hair to wrap the hair that is a different texture, and you don't want 2 different textures in your hair. That's not the look we're going for, it's not the look I'm going for. So I would advise using Marley hair to braid with and Marley hair to wrap your hair with. Next question.
Right at this moment my camera cut me off, but the question was how long does it take, and it took me 4 days, and that's purely because I was doing it by myself and the locks are quite long. As well as that, I took regular breaks.
Next question. How do you sleep with the hair? Insert clip here.
Did it go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide, Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey. Don't you wanna dance with me, dawg? I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could get you the passion. It's a thriller in a track. Where we from? Baby, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could get you satisfaction. And you know we out here every day with it. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide.
That's what I do before I go to sleep. Otherwise, and then I just wake up, you know, it's a regular day. So, well, every day's a great day, but yeah. You know. Next question. How long does this hair last? Now, it really depends on you and how long you want to keep this style in. For me personally, I change my hair every 2 to 3 months. So I'll probably keep these locks in for 3 months, just depending on maintenance. As long as it doesn't start to pull out my hairline, that's kind of like when I take the style out. Until then, it could be in for 6 months. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm joking. I wouldn't advise keeping this hair in for 6 months. That was a joke. Please don't do that. But I'd say 3 months maximum, and then of course, you know, just do your normal hair care, hair routine, and then go to a different protective style, or even go back to this one. This question, is it heavy? I wouldn't say this style.
Ooh, chop.
Thinking about the migraine that I got from having a bun the whole day, it is heavy. But beauty is pain. Now, for the fun part, how did you do the ombre locks / the technique? And of course, I've got a demo for you. So please, sit back, relax. Well, hopefully you've been sitting back and relaxing anyway. But sit back and relax and watch the demo.
Okay, so starting off, this is how you're going to get the hair directly out of the pack, but you actually don't want it like that. What you need to do is separate it by pulling apart the ends and just going in the middle of the hair and pulling it apart just to get that more fluffy texture, and it will make your locks look a lot more natural. And just do that until you get to about midpoint of the hair. You go ahead and do that on the other side and meet in the middle. And then you have the finished lock the way you want it, and that's the original lock. The difference, you see? Now for the installation, what you want to do is get your thumb to support the braid and making sure you get that middle finger now and use that to secure. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing, but what you want to do is wrap that around 3 times to secure the lock. To prevent unraveling, what you actually have to do is when you wrap it around again, you have to half wrap what you just wrapped. Hopefully you can see in the demonstration what I'm saying. Continue to wrap the lock. That spot on my face would not disappear that day. So once you get to the ends and it starts to thin out, this is when you do the exact same technique and you wrap around that second color, preferably being that 1B30 or 1B33, and I did use a color 2 to wrap the first part. Doing the exact same thing to finish off the lock. Now to make one 30-inch lock, it took me 3 different strands / pieces of hair. So just depending on how many locks you want, you'll be able to calculate how many strands you need. In each pack, it comes with about 20 locks. Sadly, my camera cut out for the sealing of the lock, but pretty much that little piece of hair, wrap it back up and burn it with the lighter.
Next question, how many locks do you have in your head? Now, I'm terrible and I didn't count before I put my hair up in a bun, but this is actually, I think, one of the best, most comfortable buns I have ever done whilst having this style in, and I've had it in for about a week now. So I'm not going to take my hair down, but editing Maria will answer that question for you.
I have in total 68 locks.
Next question is, how big are your partings? Now my mom actually had to help me with the partings and like how big to make them, because it was quite confusing when I was watching different videos. It wasn't really clear how big the partings were. I would recommend having an inch parting. Inch is about the width of your finger, but when you get to the front of your hair, I would recommend making them slightly smaller, not too small because you don't want to have tension, but small enough to a point where you can get different partings in if you care about that. But if not, I would just leave them chunky the whole way through. But it really just depends on how many locks you want in your hair in total. Next question, how long does it take to look natural / look like you've been growing locks your whole life, baby? I would say it actually takes about 3 to 4 days. Like, I'm not even joking. I must have woken up and I was like, Rasta man, like I look like I've been growing these out my whole life. And I sleep on a silk pillowcase and they still came out looking natural, frizzy. I'm telling you, this style is so bomb, okay? And for the final question, I thought someone would ask this if I had my hair down, but you can't really see, I don't think, the accessories in my hair. That is where you get the accessories from. I will have an Amazon link to the exact accessories that I put in my hair. They're super cute. They come with like all the different ones, like the coil. I'm not sure if you can see. Oh wait, you can. This little like snake coil, and I just love little accessories like that. It just adds character to the hair. So I'll leave a link for the accessories that I used and purchased in the, well, not the ones I use, but the ones I bought. I'll leave a link for the ones I bought in the description box down below so you guys can also buy them. They are on Prime and it was amazing. I literally got them the same day I ordered them. We love Amazon. So I think that's about it. Hopefully I've covered every single thing and every single question. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel down below, and of course, I'm gonna do my outro now. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for watching this video. I got Instagram. I got Snapchat. You should follow me on there. I'm on there nearly every day. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. I can see you sooner if you turn on those notifications. Goodbye.